guess what? Guess what?
What?
It's my birthday this weekend.
Oh, I know.
It's the best day of the year. August 31st, the greatest day of the year. I'm sad that I don't get to have two birthdays in a year because if there was two August 31st, it would actually be even better. August 32nd, I would totally invent that. It would be amazing.
Feel like you don't need a day, you need like a month with a parade, and you're the parade master, and you have all the things, the monkeys and acrobats, and
This sounds so good. Oh my goodness. Is that too much to ask for to have my own month? I don't think so. I deserve
oh,
it. I have earned it. I've earned it. All right, welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Pear Genius Podcast. Have you been liking? Have you been subscribing? Have you been sharing with everybody? I need you to. Kati needs you to. We, we just want to be famous already. We would get our own talk show like Regis and Kathy Lee. We'd be hilarious. If we just do this all day, that would be the dream. That would be the dream job.
yeah. I don't like it when you say we want to do it to get famous because I feel like that has a weird spin on it, but I would love for this because it's when you do something and you're not leaking energy, it's actually doing the opposite then, right? It has to be because it's either one or the other. It's filling up your tank. So this is really restorative to me. It makes me feel good. I get energized from it. And I would love for this to be the focus of money, resource coming to us so that we can keep doing it because I think that we actually have a lot to offer this way.
It's definitely the most fun part of my day, or even my the week. I look forward to it. I get a little bit nervous. I get a little bit nervous before every episode, and afterwards, I'm really energized. I'm not drained at all. So it's the right thing. You know, you're doing the right thing, and you come away with all these extra aha moments. And I love our podcast. I really love our podcast. And if it was our main thing that we did every day or every week, I would be very happy about that.
Yeah, because it's not just us serving other people, it's us getting the medicine back from whoever we're talking with. Because everybody always shows up in the safe space you create with medicine, whether they know it or not. And then you and I leave and we're like, oh, wow, I really need to hear that. Or I really needed that perspective shift. Or even just being in the other person's presence is medicine enough.
My biggest aha moment today was listening to that YouTube video of Bashar saying, when you look at yourself in the mirror, if you need to make a change to your reflection, I can't say it well. Maybe you can put it in
Going,
better
you're
words.
there.
Yeah,
No, you're there.
that just blew me away. I was like, oh wow, if I want to change my what I am, my appearance, my thing, it all has to start from within. It has to be this
Yes.
thing, this
So basically
igniting.
you're not looking in at yourself in the mirror and waiting for the reflection to change from over there, right? Like you if you want that
Mhm.
reflection to smile back at you, you have to smile first and it'll mirror it back. That's what life is. That's what that simulation is, right? Like
Oh, that was just like, to me, that was just mind-boggling. How many people, yeah, how many people look at the reflection in the mirror, don't like it, and then don't do anything to change it? And I think that's what podcasting is for me. It gives me a chance to look in the mirror, not literally, but poke on the parts of me that maybe are bothering me or I haven't yet worked on, and acknowledge it and start to integrate the things that I've learned. And that's a huge gift. That is a huge gift. And I hope that other people that are listening have those takeaway moments too, because I mean, that's if there's anything that's going to fill up my soul bank account even more is if other people are benefiting from it as well, not just me.
yeah, I think that there's a lot of themes that have come up in the past little while for us. And then also just realizing that my soul has chosen a particular theme for this lifetime to experience through this 3D reality. So I think that us coming up with a few questions that we can ask each other kind of back and forth for this episode that focuses on some of those themes will be helpful to you and me to kind of flush out everything, but also maybe helpful to anybody listening that is experiencing similar themes.
Okay. I hope that I stayed on theme with some of my questions. Yeah, we'll see. I got a little bit creative, tried out a few different things, and it's like, okay, I just wanted to have some good conversation starters. We'll see what you ask. I'm kind of terrified.
You should be afraid. Be very afraid.
You've never even seen that movie. That movie traumatized me as a child. It's
I don't
from The
even know what we're
Fly.
talking about.
It's from The
Thanks.
Fly. It's Gina Davis says that to uh, I think one of Jeff Goldblum's girlfriends on the side or something like that while he's transforming into the Fly, and she says, "Be very afraid." Ooh, it's so creepy.
If you say so.
And now you know. And now you know where you got that from.
You know what? You can ask me that again tomorrow. I've already flushed it. It makes no difference to me where that's from.
And delete, edit.
Oh God.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to start us off. Okay, I'm going to start us off because one of the themes for actually, I would say probably this entire year has been me trying to reflect on does sex actually mean in a relationship? What is the purpose of it? Yes, okay, you have the functional where you have to procreate or release pent up frustration or whatever, right? Like there's like the stuff that everybody kind of knows about the surface level stuff.
Do
But
women
what
have pent up? Do women have pent up frustrations?
I'm about to have some right now, yeah.
Okay.
I because then I was thinking like there must be something on a deeper level, especially when you're in a relationship that is like really potent, that is really deep and kind of from the stars and like you're not just lightly, or you hope that you're not lightly entering this relationship. You want it to mean something and to fuel the growth of your life. So then I was thinking that I'm going to tie it back to the elements. And you and I kind of had that conversation about it that there is an exchange of energy that happens when you're intimate with somebody, and that the man is the giver, the woman is the receiver. Like there are these natural things kind of set up for that already. So, my question, and I don't want to give too much of it away before we get into some of that elemental stuff, is how do you experience the exchange that you and I kind of talked about, the elemental exchange, and what do you think it reveals about the deeper purpose of sex in a relationship? So we should probably elaborate a little bit on the whole elemental aspect.
Wow. Okay. So the first thing that came to mind as I categorize in my brain how I'm going to answer this, and I almost want to like ask the question back to you. I feel like it's all about intention when you're going into the act of being with your partner. What is the intention? Is it just to relieve yourself? Is it for closeness? Is it to make yourself feel more confident? What other reasons would you want to be intimate with someone? What are your intentions other than just being horny?
Wow. Okay. Well, God, if you wouldn't have said horny, I could have just jumped right into my answer.
Welcome to the Pear Genius Podcast. Have you ever met me before?
Yes. Yes, you're crass. But I think that for me, it's weird because it's something weird about setting an intention before you just kind of naturally are drawn into something like sex. And I think that if I was going to go into it, it's especially lately, it's been what kind of magic can I bring into this experience? How can I deepen it so that it goes beyond the physical and starts to incorporate more of the spiritual? I think if I have an intention, that's probably one of them.
I would say that as I've aged in my 20s, it's more about, I don't know, just this, it's more of the animal instinct of it. And I feel like in my 40s, it's more of an energetic thing, being close with you. Maybe that's part of the whole growth thing and the intuition and listening to myself. But yeah, I go into it too more with what kind of magic can we have here in this, like, because we've often talked about how like that time, that's our own world. Like there's lots of times where the outside world completely melts away and it is just you and I, and nothing else matters, and it's pure. To me, that is one of the most purest moments of existence for me, and I'm surprised that I'm not more addicted to that, because that would be something that would be very addicting.
I feel like you've actually touched on the exact thing I wanted you to, and you don't even know it, because the way you describe it is a little bit different than how I describe it. For you to say that everything else falls away and you get to live exactly in the moment, that's water medicine. So that's the medicine and the magic that I bring to the table. And part of that elemental exchange is that what I have a lot of in my chart is water. I mean, I'm so ruled by water. I'm surprised I'm not a freaking mermaid. But what I do is that I'm able to provide this medicine to you where you let things fall away and you can be in the flow. That's what it is to be present. And what you're doing is you're letting the earth, that earth dominant energy that you have, that structure, the processes, the systems, that gets to kind of dissipate into the water. And
Hmm.
for me, what you bring to the table is that I have this unbelievable grounding that happens because I'm so airy fairy. Like I'm really up in the clouds. My inner world is so rich and robust that I often forget how to be in the physical world. And you provide so much of the structure for me. And that really comes through when we're intimate together. So there is that elemental exchange.
Yeah, and I guess for me, one of the big things in my reality is that past, present, and future are all in my mind, going back and forth. It's like all interconnected at all times, and I have a really hard time separating or just focusing on the present because my past is my wisdom and my future is my goals. And a lot of the things, when I teleport in my mind to the future, I imagine things and I try and bring them back into the present moment in order to be that better version of myself that I'm already picturing in the future.
Yeah, for sure. So if somebody was listening and they wanted to kind of experience or shine some light or bring into their intimate relationships some of this elemental magic, how do they go about doing that? Like, how do you know what your elemental medicine is and your partner's medicine? And then how do you have that conversation about the magic of it?
Well, yeah, I think that, man, and how do you not ruin the mood by just talking about it all, right? Because there has to be
Okay, so don't have this
this.
conversation after you take your clothes off and you're ready to go, right? Go for a coffee, have breakfast together, talk about some of the elemental stuff first, and then just let it kind of happen.
uh, Accidentally on purpose. I like that. Accidentally on purpose, doing
You're just
things.
asking the other person to be aware, kind of aware, if not even during, maybe right after. How do you feel right after? Do you feel grounded? Do you feel super energized and full of fire? Like, like how do you feel after? I think that maybe will help determine what magic you've received or what magic you've given.
Very cool. Did I answer everything the way you wanted me to?
Yeah, I wanted just to have that discussion on the elements, but then also you did answer because the pure, the falling away, being in the moment, that you totally answered it.
Cool. See, and we didn't plan that. I had no idea what you were going to talk about.
Well, we didn't plan any of this stuff.
No, I mean, I have some questions for you. You want to hear one of my
Well,
questions?
yeah, you go next.
You know what? I think what I'll do is I'll ping pong an appropriate question that just is a good follow up. So, what was the very first moment that you knew that we were different and that it wasn't going to just be another relationship? I know it's a little bit of a tough question, but if I'm
That's
going to
hard
ask
because,
anybody, it would be you because you kind of have a photographic memory for emotions, things like that,
okay, so you're asking me when I knew
that we
that
were different,
that
that you
our
what you and I,
relationship was
yeah.
different based on, I mean, oh my God, we were 15. So, I mean, I had two other people that I somewhat dated, not even for reals dated before you.
Yeah, but there had
But
to have been a moment where you were like, I need to be with this guy for the rest of my life. That's a different thing. That's a different feeling.
it is. And here's the differentiator for me is that you did not make me think I was a lesbian. Where the two guys that came before you, I had to run away screaming with my energy, thinking, how am I going to tell my parents that boys don't do it for me? Because it felt wrong. If I could describe the energy of what wrong feels like, it's like, I don't know, like there's bugs on the inside of your body and you don't know how to get them out. And if that person just even looks at you, you want to like wrap yourself up into a hard shell and never come out again. I didn't feel safe. I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to share my energy with that person. I sure didn't want to take their energy on. And then when you came into the picture, it was, I don't know, it was like this instant, he's safe. This is okay. I'm okay to explore my own energy through this person because you're a mirror back to me of all the things that I need to know and learn and grow and feel into. So if that person is not safe, that mirror that's being reflected back is not going to be completely truthful or pure or even accurate.
And for me, I would take it back to who you are as a person. Your essence is loyalty, and that's the exact thing. That was the exact thing that I needed to help build the foundation for the rest of my life. A solid
But how
foundation.
how do you look at somebody and say, "Oh, that energy is loyal"? Like how do you like how long did that even take you?
I don't know, 3 weeks.
You don't
I
know.
no, I'm telling you. And I hope that somebody writes in and says, you know what, Alex is right. He's right about all these things. If
Right. Sid.
it's it's this acts, how do you explain this knowing, this feeling, this I can see the diamond in the rough, and I know that this person is a cornerstone of the rest of my life. I don't know how to explain that. How do I explain accidentally on purpose my gifts of making a safe space for people to come and talk when they're around me? It just is. It is what it is.
I feel like we have to talk in terms of energy frequency because that is the only thing that can tell you for certain if it's a soul alignment with the other person, right? Like it would have to be all in the feeling, all in the vibration of what's going on.
I would say it's for loyalty, I would say energetically wise, it is incredibly dense. It is incredibly strong. It is incredibly structurally perfect. That's how I would like
Ooh.
a pillar, like a pillar. That's exactly what loyalty is. It's something that
Now,
has no cracks in it, that you could put as much weight on it as humanly possible and it will not crumble. That is what
okay,
loyalty is to me.
this is so good. I'm so glad you went the energetic route because you are earth dominant. Like you are just earth energy completely embodied. And you were looking for somebody that would mirror that back to you. But when you describe my frequency and my energy, it's not dense, it's not earthy, it's not structured. Everything you just described as loyalty in terms of energy is not me. I was just able to hold that mirror back to you. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, for sure. But there is a lot of about you that isn't a pillar. There's a lot of chaos. There is a lot of
But this is what I'm saying.
randomness.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you're describing something that is actually not me, but that I'm able just to hold the mirror back to you for what you need. So the thing
Mm.
that I needed more than anything else is somebody to create safe space. Like I just needed safe space that would not crumble when I unleash the tidal wave and the chaos that is me.
Oh, and you do.
No, I understand that, but there's only so many people who can hold that mirror back to me. And you were that person,
I'm the only person that could.
right?
That's my claim to fame is I don't think there's anybody else that could handle you.
I love this conversation because it gets people thinking about when they first fell in love or had that lightning bolt, that Zeus moment of, the connection with the other person. And then thinking, wait a minute, it's not actually like the thing that's them, it's them holding it back to me of the thing that I needed, right? That is such a
Mm.
cool spin on it.
Yeah, definitely. Man, we could write a book just on that. We should archive that. We should totally archive that.
There's a bunch of stuff we should write a book on and have courses on or offer mentorship too, because I don't know. I think this is where you and I shine is in the relationship stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm always right away. I'm just like, oh my God, who am I to do any of these things? And then
Ugh.
you watch these goofballs on YouTube, and you're just, oh my goodness, here we go. The blind leading the blind. It's like, okay, that's the good thing about you and I is we don't BS people in things that we haven't experienced. Like I'm not gonna go out and talk about things that I don't know anything about. I'll talk about things that I know a little bit about, a lot about, whatever, but I'm not things that I don't know anything about. You're not going to see me teaching a course on it and pretending like faking it till I make it. I'm done. No, there's no faking it till we make it.
There's
We've
going to
already
be
made it.
no there's going to be no Alex Paul's The Circumcised Life courses from you.
Oh my God. Oh
Ah,
Lord,
Lordy.
that's funny.
Okay, let's move on because I have another question for you for one of the themes that have come up in our evolution this year. I've always been the alchemist. It's always kind of been there. As soon as I labeled it to myself, I'm like, yes, that's what I am, and I have fully embodied the alchemist. And we've been kind of looking for your archetype lately too, and all of a sudden the guardian came into play. And I think that you should talk about the moment where you were like, yes, the guardian resonates. I am going to embody the guardian and live my life from that archetype. So tell the story about that, and then I'll ask my question.
Oh man, yeah. Well, I mean, we were playing with the brand engineer, the brand architect, and these things not far off. They're not far off. An engineer is basically a guy that makes an architect's vision a reality. Uh, and then we stumbled upon the Guardian, and we stumbled upon uh, some of my well, like we talked about a lot of my gifts, the things that I've always wanted to do, being a guidance counselor, being a maybe not a psychologist. I always wanted to just be a guidance counselor. I wanted to help younger people plan out their lives and find their gifts, capitalize on their gifts, and live the best life possible. So, the Guardian, I think it's perfect because one of our dreams too is to have like create a space where we can host people and I can build and I can create and you have uh, you have visions and now I actually am enjoying having creative visions as well and making these safe spaces. And when you said to me brand guardian, I thought, "Oh wow, this is something that I accidentally do is I really do create a space for people to come into the energy and they know that I will listen, that I will make sure that they're heard and that they're seen. And you do a great job of that as well. But if I can set the stage for that, yeah,
I'm just going to
it's an
add
amazing
that
thing.
one of the because you're having a hard time, I think, pinpointing the traits of the guardian. Like, yes, you create safe space for that person to share the things they need to share, and then you guard that vision and the feeling of it with all that you are. Like you have this fierce need to guard and protect. And then also the guardian's role is to kind of create resistance, to push back at the person's ideas or beliefs. And just to make sure, it's like, are you sure this is what you believe? Because here comes the test. Let me test your belief to make sure this is exactly the thing that you see for yourself, right? It's almost like the guardian is actually the dragon in the scenario where the person has to slay the dragon to get to the treasure. You are guarding that for them. You're guarding the gold for them to get to. That's not, you're not there to destroy, you're there to offer resistance.
It's such an interesting phenomenon because for someone to come into the space and open up their heart, bare their soul with almost a stranger, but not feel like you're with a stranger. How do you explain that? But there's this knowing, like going back to there's this knowing of loyalty, there's this knowing of guardian. And I mean, I'm very excited about leaning more and more into this and just accepting the fact that this really is my superpower. And the version of me that doesn't see value in myself, the old version of me that's falling away, it's and I need to bury that version and say goodbye already because I did not come here to live a meager life. At the beginning of my book that I'm writing, that I'm still working on, obviously, I wrote like on the first page that I knew when I was little that I was meant for something amazing. And then somewhere along the lines, somebody punched me in the feelings or in the ego and told me that no, you're nobody. You're just a regular dude. You aren't special. And I've been battling that, trying to get past that for so many years. And it's sad what happens to children. That pureness, that pure knowing when you're little, that's to me that's everything. It's simple, it's distilled. It's that knowing that you're meant for great things. You might not know what they are yet, but you just know you got this feeling, and it's good to come back to it.
I think that as you were talking about the Guardian, I could actually see your energy getting bigger and bigger. And the more you embody this archetype, it become the living archetype. Can you imagine you as the Guardian, you as this big, beautiful Guardian saying, "Who am I? I'm not worthy." How absurd does that sound coming from the Guardian? Right? Like, think about the absurdity of it, because the second that you realize that it's something absurd, that belief gets to fall away. It has no more power over you. The Guardian is so strong, so grounded, that not being worthy is not even a thing anymore.
Yeah. It's probably not an accident that when you and I play video games or whatever, I will always pick this big, hulking, massive character, almost the exact opposite of me physically, but somewhere inside of me, I am that. And everybody around me is safe because I am just this juggernaut. Maybe not by brute strength, but there's this presence that just is. And that's what's trying to get
Yeah.
out of me. And
It
it's almost funny to see me do that in a game where I can see that persona of me come out and protect everyone.
Yeah, you definitely have a gentle giant energy all the time in video games, at home, in work. Watching you just interact with the neighbors, like gentle giant, it's very safe. It's funny because in video games, I always choose the one that can fly and then the one that can manipulate with their mind. That is
Hmm.
my favorite thing. And also, Jean had the healing ability in X-Men. So I was always like, if you're hurt, just come into my purple aura so that I can heal you, right? Oh my God, I love that so much. It's funny. You're totally right that the characters we played with are the superheroes that we embody.
Hmm. And yeah, and it's not just that game. That's usually what I go to. If I've ever played Dungeons and Dragons or any type of creative thing, I'm usually going in that direction where I want everybody to attack me so that nobody else on my team gets hurt. I will take the arrows. I will take the pain so that everyone else can move forward. That is a guardian.
It's a guardian, but there's a fine line and there's a very subtle nuance to not being a sacrificial lamb, to not sacrificing yourself for everybody else, but keeping everybody safe, including you, right? Like that was one of the nuances that we've been working on a lot this year.
I would say that some of the experiences that I've had with like first responder things, and I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast, but the greater the emergency, the more blood, the more trauma there is, the more time slows down for me, the more calm I get, the more clear thinking I get. And that has been true multiple times. I would say probably between 5 and 10 times as I've come across emergencies with really bad things happening. And every time I do, it doesn't drain me. It doesn't traumatize me either. Like I don't have trauma from these traumatic events. And just the fact that I feel good after. I mean, I might have adrenaline. I might have a adrenaline bleed afterwards. But those kinds of things, I'm proud to be that person that made sure that the right people were called, the right things happened, and then I guess, the right ending occurred so that everybody was, for the most part, lived or got the best care possible.
And I'm going to higher perspective you on that and say that it's not just related to emergency situations where there's a car accident or tragedy of some kind. There are people that come to you who feel as if they're in some kind of a crisis, and you're able to provide the safe space, calm them down, and then walk them through all the things so that you can help them find the right answer. The exact same thing that you do on the emergency scene situation, you do in a mentorship moment or a counseling session, or like you do the same thing. That's higher perspective. That is your superpower, which is why you are the guardian. So on that, let's get to my question because I have a two-parter here.
Oh, wow, that
Um,
wasn't the question.
it wasn't even the question. I just wanted to get people to understand what the guardian was, what it is to actually have a living archetype lead your experience. So, what's the greatest gift you feel I give you as the alchemist? And then I want to know what you think the greatest gift you give me as the guardian.
I would say you're very good at like you've talked about this before, distilling, simplifying things. Where I feel like I maybe overcomplicate things, or I go in, I go the long route. I take the rambling story to get to the finish line, and I think that you are always that straight line that gets me to where I want to go. And it's not just that; it's you always have a perspective that I didn't think of as the alchemist. And here I am thinking that I can be all encompassing, and there's what I don't see on the ground, you see in the air from a higher perspective. I don't see that. And I think that is a huge gift that you bring to us. And you can always bring me the higher perspective in the dreams, and I'll integrate it and be like, oh, wow, okay, I didn't see that. But now knowing that higher perspective, I can still go one, two, three, four, five, and build that dream for you, no matter how high it is in the sky. And I love that because it's hard being on the ground and you're not a bird. You can't see everything. Like the higher you go, the further you can see. That's just reality. And you can see so far. And here I am on our imaginary property. And I need you to see out beyond the property to tell me what's the next thing you'd like me to build or things like that. And as soon as you plant that idea in my mind and I can visualize it, I can go out and I can create it. So I'm always appreciative of the fact that you have this perspective and this these dreams and these visions that I don't have. And I don't even, I'm not hard on myself anymore for not being able to see it. Because when we talk about it the way we do, is, oh, you just have this high perspective and I'm just here. But I'm almost like the falconer and you're my falcon. And it's like, okay, I need you to go. I need you to go and scout, come back, tell me what you find, whatever, boom. And once I integrate that, it's like, oh, okay, I don't need to be everything. I don't need to be perfect. I don't need to have 10 on speed, vision, strength, endurance. Like I don't need to be that guy. I can have my own strengths and you can have your own strengths without us
Yeah.
limiting each other.
I will say before we move on to your question that I'm just your permission slip in that scenario because me providing you that higher perspective is the same thing as you tapping into your higher self. So you can still visualize yourself as the falconer, and your falcon would be your higher mind. It would be your soul. Like right now, you're just kind of using me as that permission slip, but I'm just acting on behalf of what I'm getting from your higher self anyway. Right. So if
Mhm.
something ever happened to me, you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, okay, I'm in spirit and you're calling on me as the falcon, but that's really just your higher self. It's you that you're calling in. There's no difference.
I really do appreciate the way you look at things differently than me. I just think that's so valuable. If you and I saw everything the exact same way, we would be in the most absurd echo chamber. I mean, maybe we'd be way happier, who knows? But you, there, it's damaging to be in an echo chamber. I mean, that's what social media is now. If they're just feeding you these algorithms that everybody just thinks alike, and everybody's just like you, and then you go out in the world and you're like, holy smokes, what's going on here? Like this isn't at all like social media. And that's to me, that's an interesting phenomenon that didn't
Yeah.
happen before we had cell phones. I think back in the old days, we just knew everybody was different. And now we have this weird connection with an algorithm, and it's people who don't think our way are bad.
Yeah, this is a whole other conversation, but I think that if people want to learn more about archetypes and what archetype they're actually meant to be embodying or what, I think that go look it up because it's really valuable information for yourself. But also, we know somebody, a ceremonialist, who can help you even further because it's not easy to be able to kind of do the work, dig deep, and figure out, oh, well, which archetype am I? Because so many of your traits align with a bunch of different archetypes. So
Hmm.
we'll put Carol's information in the podcast link because I think that she has a whole thing on which archetype are you.
I think that, spoiler alert, the next episode that's going to come out after this, you were so on fire uh, with your superpowers, I've never seen anything like that before. And I mean, we've done like 60 episodes. I've never seen you more in tune and watching you level up in your superpowers. It's like, holy smokes, how high can this chick go?
I mean, your superpower is just waiting for you to acknowledge it. And the second you do, it kind of triggers this exponential growth in it. Like it's wild how I might not be doing anything different other than accepting it. I accept that this is my gift and I accept that this is how I'm meant to help other people. And just in the acceptance of it has activated its power.
Nice. I'm gonna ask you my question now.
Okay.
Are you ready? It's about magic, everyday
Oh,
magic.
good. Yeah.
What little habit or ritual do you think secretly keeps our marriage thriving, even if outsiders wouldn't notice it? I'm assuming most outsiders wouldn't notice it. What habit or ritual that you and I have that keeps our marriage thriving? I thought, oh, that's a really cool question. And you're the right person to ask because I probably wouldn't get it right.
That's not true. There's the Virgo. I'm not going to get it right. It's not going to be perfect. Good God.
I'd say the
Um,
wrong answer.
yeah. Boy, that is a really hard question. I don't love the word ritual. I don't tend to buy into rituals that often because it's just a giant permission slip. But
Okay,
I would
well, what do
say
you think we
some of
do that? What do you think that we do that secretly keeps our marriage thriving? Damn it.
okay. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things. One of which is very open and honest communication. It is everybody says, oh, just be honest with the person, right? Like make sure honesty is a pillar in your marriage. But I tell you, being honest with somebody is really freaking hard. It's hard because you're probably going to hurt their feelings. And then there's going to be like a heated discussion. And the honesty piece is difficult. But because of the way we communicate with each other and hold safe space for each other to kind of unload, we get to see the gold at the end of that. So, I mean, I don't know. I think that's part of it. The other thing is that you and I talk a lot. We'll go for walks and we'll talk. We'll go to bed just talking to each other. And we really do kind of flush out every aspect from belief systems to what do you think about money? And we talk about sex openly with each other, although that wasn't always there. None of this stuff was always there. You and I had to work on becoming okay with talking about every single thing.
You know what's crazy is how often we don't talk, that we can just be. Have you noticed that?
There are lots of times where we just sit in silence too. So we have a pretty decent balance of yes, we'll talk about everything, but also we're totally happy just sitting beside each other.
That's more of a you thing than a me thing. I always,
Yeah.
and which is funny, I think it's usually the opposite. It's usually the man wants to be quiet and the woman will blah, blah, blah. But for me, I remember when we were younger and you wouldn't talk, I'm like, man, what is she mad about? What is she thinking about? Like all these things are going through my mind. So I always have to keep the conversation going. And oh my God, it is so much more peaceful sitting and not worrying about what kind of things you're concocting about me or
Right. But that was all you. Like that, all of that change happened in you. I'm still the same Scorpio I was
right.
when it was bothering you. It's just that now you've learned to accept that that's just me. It's funny because listening to my mom and dad is the exact same thing. My dad is a Scorpio and very quiet. And my mom just is going bananas that he's not talking on this super long road trip. Like me, Scorpio B, right?
You love your imagination though.
Oh, I live in it.
Yeah. And and I kind of abandoned mine when I was younger for this physical world. And I think that's one thing I'm really grateful for you is you've kind of taught me to be quiet and be okay drifting off into my imagination and not focusing on you. That we could just drive and be together and that I don't have to focus all my attention on you constantly and you're still okay. That was a big learning thing.
Oh, for sure. Thinking about the rituals again, I think that some of that is just our routine. And there is magic in that routine. Like we will get up and play Wingspan together every morning. And that's just our way of being able to have coffee together. And it kind of sets up our day. And it's just this really nice routine. So maybe that whole ritual thing is building habits with your partner that feel good and help set you up for a successful day or help bring you back from a chaotic day. Like, because we have the nighttime rituals too and midday rituals. And I really like our habits that we do together.
It's funny because I've tricked you into doing some of my favorite things in the morning. Like I love games, I love puzzles, I love using my brain. Even if it's first thing in the morning, I love being creative and I've tricked you because you don't actually have to talk while we're playing this card game, but I get to do all the things and have a coffee and be with you. So it's like it's checking off so many of my happiness boxes that we
I've
have
tr-
that as
I've
a routine.
I've tricked you too because as we're doing it, I will drop little things of, so what are you doing today? What are the clients you're talking with? And I just want to kind of make sure that you have your productive things set up for the dough. We've nicely tricked each other.
Yes, we're very good at that.
So the long and the short of it is just learn how to trick your partner.
Eventually, you'll get everything you want and your marriage will thrive.
All right, I'm moving on to my next thing because you and I are now midlife, and anybody who is approaching midlife, going through midlife, they are realizing that things are different. Your body is starting to become a little bit different. The way you view the world is a little bit different. I feel like there's like a softness to midlife and a little bit more ease and flow as long as you don't fight it. And with that, I've been a Scorpio. I've been leading Scorpio for whole life, right? That was my ego. That was my sun. That's what got me to where I needed to be right now. And now I'm making way for my Virgo moon to take over. So I am really starting to embrace my goddess energy. And what that looks like is that I'm constantly looking online for like really flowy pajamas and like linen and anything that would be like, you know what? I'm going to live in a field of lavender and I want to have this white flowy garment on me. That is my energy right now. And it feels so good. And the other thing about that is it's really allowing me to tap into using my voice more. And as the Scorpio sun, I didn't use my voice in a productive way. It just, when I opened my mouth, tidal wave of fire came out. But now my Virgo moon is about precision and it's about the energy that's more gentle, but I'm activating power in other people. So you are a Leo moon. So I want to know how that is going to be shaping the next part of your life.
The first thing that came into my mind was that I would be brave, like brave enough to embrace all the best parts of me, all the wisdom, and lead with that going forward. Like I've always, it's funny, even when I was younger, I always wanted to be at this stage. This is like the exact stage in my life that I wanted to be, where I have all these experiences and all this wisdom built up, and it wasn't BS. It didn't come from books. It actually came from my life. So to me, this is like the thing that I've always wanted. I always wanted to be in my prime. To me, I'm in my prime right now. I am the best version of myself, and I need to embody that and be brave enough and go forward and help everyone as a leader because the lion is the king of the jungle. And to lead with that confidence, that's it right there.
Right? And how beautifully does that align with the guardian archetype as well? Right? And I think also that Leo rules the fifth house, which is really the house of the inner child and play. Now, how much more in tune with your inner child are you at this stage of your life than maybe any other stage?
Oh, big time. Way more. I actually think that it's a phenomenon. And the certain things that I'm following on social media, it's very interesting how strong nostalgia is in our age group. And I think that's maybe a lot of people that get to midlife, they start to put on the rose-colored glasses about the things that they love the most about their childhood and reflecting on their younger selves, but in a really positive way. Like I love that about nostalgia is it doesn't matter about any of the bad things that were going on in your life. You're only focusing on the things that brought you the most absolute joy, and it encapsulated the things that you loved most about your youth. And I feel like I'm doing that right now. I'm going back to my to my youth and just visiting the things that brought me the most joy and the most gratitude. It's really that's been a really big positive for me, and it's
And
probably
not an
helping. Yeah,
it's not
sorry.
an accident either, especially because Leo moon, right? It's in the fifth house. Your inner child is being activated because you say, oh, it's not a coincidence. Social media is showing us this and we're all thinking back, but it's not us, it's you. Your social media
Right.
is reflecting to you what you need to see. You need to go back and heal your inner child who has been greatly wounded, but you're healing it with nostalgia. Now, if you describe to me the energy of nostalgia, what is that? It's gentle. And you said rose color. That's a soft color, right? And you're
Mhm.
describing not just joy, but there's love there and warmth and a glow. Like, ooh, you sit in the energy of nostalgia. It's really nice. But you're using that to heal yourself.
Yeah, there's been a few things like just seeing some old toys and showing the girls. I'm like, man, I like the old version of me was always thinking about, oh, what my parents didn't get me, the things that I always longed for, the things that I wanted. But with some of this nostalgia, it's showing me a lot of the things that I had and a lot of the things that I loved and cherished. And it actually made me really thankful to my, mostly to my mom or to my grandparents, like the people that actually listened to me, that knew that was the thing that I really wanted, and they did get it for me. The thing that I really wanted. I didn't, yeah, when you're a kid, you kind of want the whole set, you want everything. But even if you got one piece and you just treasured it, looking back, it's like, oh man, at least that there's that little bit of love there that it's for me. So makes me
And I will
happy.
say too that because you're able to go back and heal so much more fluid than ever before, when you're faced with a situation where your inner child is re-wounded. So we had friends of ours stay with us. I don't want to name drop on this, but the man had been to recovery, had been in recovery, and had chosen recovery for his wife and his children. And that hurt you. Your inner child was really wounded by that. But honestly, I watched how quickly you recovered from it. Like it's almost like you took his energy of care and compassion and love that he was doing for himself and his family, and you applied it to your inner child. And through that, you healed pretty quickly.
Yeah, I would say old version of me might have dwelled on that a lot longer about the thing that I missed out on. And I almost embodied that right away as if it was
Yeah.
my own.
I just wanted to make
That,
sure that you like that you're seeing that moment because I witnessed it. I watched it happen and I was so damn proud of you in that moment. And it was just like, wow, how far you've come and how you're able to offer that to other people because now you've lived it, you've embodied it. So I just wanted to make sure you know that I saw that moment.
nice. You make me cry. Stop it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. So, anyways, if anybody wants to know what their moon is, if they don't know it, you can easily find that out if you know where you were born and what time you were born. But also, you can reach out to our in house astrologer, Sandy, and we'll leave her link too. So, two links so far we have to leave for this episode.
Oh wow, you're gonna keep me busy in the production booth.
We know people.
Man, isn't life amazing though? Yeah, I just kind of going back to that moment. I didn't think that you would notice that, but I
Uh,
guess that goes to show how energetically connected we really are because I didn't say anything to you until later.
I know. I know. I watched the wound happen. I felt the wound. I felt it right through you. And then I watched you heal just as fast. So,
You think they felt it?
I don't think so.
No, probably not. That's a you and me thing
Yeah. Do
for
you have a
sure.
question for me or?
Yeah, I love this. Actually, I think it's just a perfect question for you and I because we already touched on it. It's what's something that we do without even talking about it that keeps us connected?
Oh, well, we just friggin' answered that.
Well, answer it. What do you think that we do without even talking that keeps us connected?
I think that you and I are very aware of each other's energies. And I can't speak on your behalf, but honestly, I spend most of my time sitting back and just feeling into what's happening. You know,
Hmm.
I don't know. Your life is a story in frequency to me. I know what your frequency feels like. I can watch when it shifts. It's like I'm looking at you and it's magic all the time. And I don't have to say it.
Sometimes I feel like I can read you like a book, and there's other times where I have no friggin' clue. And
Scorpio.
I would say when you're not well, like a couple weeks ago, I don't know, I was so disconnected from you. I couldn't figure it out. I think that something happens to you when you're not well. There's almost like
I
like it severs us almost.
I go into my shell. That's me doing it. Like, honest to God, if I, and I have two, like, I'm Scorpio and Cancer rising, I have two shell creatures. I feel the most at home within. I carry my home with me everywhere I go. As long as I have me, I'm at home. But that's true for healing too. I really do have to withdraw completely to heal myself. And that's, I think, hard for the people around me.
It's hard for me because I think that's my one of my superpowers too is taking care of you.
I actually felt that disconnection, and then I was super wounded by it this time. I thought, wow, you're behaving really strangely. You're not there for me like you usually are. Like, and by there for me, I don't mean physically. Like, you had energetically checked out. And I was like, what is going on? Whereas Alora, she came with me for this health crisis and she forced herself on me. Like, she was jumping right into my shell with me. And like, there was no ifs, ands, or buts. She's there.
I
And that
and
was a
I
lesson for me. I had a hard time with that.
I had a really bad moment though. I was taking you to the hospital and I had this moment of total dread that you were going to die and it was almost like, "Oh my God, like do I do I like disconnect in order to save myself so that I don't die as well or
And
crazy?" Like it
and
was
I
a
think that
pain. It was a pain I couldn't even imagine.
and that's what happened. You energetically checked out, and then I was wounded by the fact that my guardian had disappeared all of a sudden. I couldn't There's something there that you and I probably need to unpack a little bit more. Like, what happens as we grow older when mortality creeps in and we realize that we're physically not going to be together anymore? That's probably a part of the next leg of the journey.
I think that's more for me, that lesson. And I failed it. It's like, where's my loyalty to you? It's like, if I can't handle you being on your deathbed and me, I have to like check out, then that is a loyalty thing that I need to address because
That
I have to
wasn't
be there and I have to fall on the sword at some point.
but that wasn't a failure. You can't even like you're still learning this. That
Oh no,
that
I failed it.
moment, no, the moment was not a failure because there was a lesson there for you and for me. Alora would not have been there with me if you would have come with me, and she wouldn't have jammed herself into my shell, making me all uncomfortable. Like, I have to learn how to let people in. I have to learn not to fully retreat because it's not just me going through it. The people I love are going through it with me. So we both need to adjust. That was the whole purpose of that.
Yeah. Not fun. I don't like that.
No, not fun.
We're too
Her
young
life
to
is
get
not always
sick.
fun. Oh, it's okay. Okay, let's go on.
Okay.
Let me see what my next thing was here.
Oh, it's an intense episode.
Money, right? We're hitting on all of the things: sex, money, love. Like, we're just going to hit it all. So here comes the money thing.
Okay.
So you and I are restructuring KP Design a little bit, and it's forcing us to revalue ourselves. And you and I have started talking about money as an energy exchange now. Not just that it's money, but that it's energy. So I want to lean into that a little bit. How do you see, oh, no, that's the wrong one. How has your relationship with money changed as we've built this business and life together? And what does money mean to you now compared to when we first started?
Ask the first part again and then ask me the second part after.
Okay. How has your relationship with money changed since we've started building this business and life together? Or has
Hmm.
it?
I would say that it hasn't changed, which is maybe a part of the problem. One of the things that I've noticed in our business, and I don't know if I've said this before, but I never thought that we could accomplish the things that we've accomplished. I always thought that you had to just work for a big company and get a pension and do those things. And working with you and seeing that higher perspective and doing our own business. I mean, yes, there's a ton of learning about all these different things, blah, blah, blah. But as far as money goes, it's very interesting that it's definitely a fluid thing. It's the things that we have offered I don't think that they've really changed. I think that they've evolved into bigger and better things, that ways that we can help our clients connect better with themselves, not just do everything for them. I really like that. I think that As far as money goes, man, one of my beliefs, I guess, with money is that we have to work very hard, that we have to work a lot, that we have to have as many clients as possible, that we need to go from sun up to sundown in order to have the amount of money that we need in order to accomplish all the things that we want to do. And that is something that I need to put aside and really believe that the right people are going to come into our lives at the right time. It only needs to be two or three a month, and the, all of the things that we want to accomplish will happen because of those. And then obviously doing the podcast and reaching a lot of people. I don't think that we're meant to do just one thing. I love the podcasting. I love KP Design. I love the idea of, I really love the idea of me still being an inventor, creating things outside of KP Design. I still see that as part of my life, a big part that I haven't embraced, that I would like to integrate in the future. And I think that all these things will help me with my beliefs around how money is an energetic thing. It really is. That's the end of my rant, is that money's an energetic thing. I've learned this. I've learned this working with you. The old ways of me thinking about going to an office every day and 9 to 5 and blah, blah, that's, those are totally false beliefs. That it's all a belief system.
So in all of that, you still said that you have a belief in place that you have to work hard in order to make a lot of money. That was like one thing you said, that belief is still kind of in play for you. I just
Um,
want to,
sure.
I
But
mean,
is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing to want to work hard?
it makes me sad, so it must be a bad thing because I
Hmm.
think that there is not the belief yet, because this belief is in the way that you just being you and leaning into the magic of the guardian is enough to bring billion times over dollars to you just by being you. You don't have to have anything tangible. You don't have to sweat. You just have to show up and be 100% you, which is the guardian. And that is already worth its weight in gold.
Okay, so I'll say it on the air here. The most money I have ever made, ever, I have worked the least hard. So I have to know that as a fact. I have sat in a cubicle and maybe answered an email or two, and I have made way more money doing that than probably anything else. I have worked night shifts and played John Madden football and just made sure that the place didn't burn down. I basically played Xbox and made a bunch of money. I've done that. It's yeah, so I know for a fact, it's not even belief. I know that you don't have to work hard for lots of money. It's almost, my experiences have been almost like torturous. Like I've been so bored, or I've been so not intellectually stimulated for lots of money that it almost drives me crazy. Like I would almost rather trade that for working hard, for being excited for that money. That has actually been my experience in this world.
Hey, I'm glad. I'm glad that some of those beliefs are not moving forward with us because you're right. It's more fluid. The things that we offer when we're talking about magic, that's a fluid thing. So it is actually really difficult to put a money value on that. So I think that we have to look at what are our greatest joys in life and then just focus on the joy and let the resources sort themselves out because abundance as is not always money, it's connection, it's conversation, it's a gift, right? There are so many different ways to have the joyful things that you want. So I think that has been one of the most major shifts for us in terms of money. And when we are talking to people who are potentially looking to come into our field and our sphere, that conversation is really about their beliefs. Like, what is holding you back from doing this thing? What is it costing you not to come back to yourself and lead from a very aligned brand in not just your business, but your life? And then telling them that this is an investment, not just in yourself, but in us too. And there's the energetic loop being created because you're not just investing in yourself, you are, but also you're investing in my evolution because every interaction I have with someone, and same with you, we're actually getting bigger and you're adding to our magic and we're growing and able to help more people because of it. So I love the whole energy talk with money.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was a good question.
Thanks.
I'm trying to like tie my questions with yours so we're not
I know.
going too far apart here. So it's annoying. I'm gonna have to edit all that dead space out. I like this one for us. What's a piece of common marriage advice that you and I completely ignore? And then why does it work out better that way for us?
Ooh. Well, give me an example of a common marriage advice.
Like, don't go to sleep angry. That's like common marriage advice. I mean, not that we don't ignore that, but
I mean, how could you, right? How do you ignore my anger when we're trying to fall asleep?
I've
Tell me the
tried.
energy of that.
I've tried, and it doesn't end well for me. Get woken up by a psychopath at 2 in the morning. I can't believe you're sleeping.
Psychopath. Nice.
I can actually see the red eyes in the dark. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I
You
was
know what?
tired.
I'm struggling with this question because the general advice that's out there for most people, I feel is 100% wrong. You,
All of it's wrong.
yeah, like you and I have a whole different set of advice that we give people that they've probably never heard before based on, I mean, think about information that's available for general consumption. It's never the right stuff. Like, really, it's like you think about The Secret, that was just like, it was so general that it made me think a tiny bit, but my God, the work that came after The Secret was absurd.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like 10 years of digging into this. Literally, it's been 10
I
years.
think I need you to think of a piece of marriage advice that is bunk.
That's totally bunk. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it would help to know what general marriage advice is. What do our parents say that's like, totally ridiculous? That's probably what the question should be. Like, what do our parents say like that we should do? It's like go visit them every Sunday night kind of thing, or the family that prays together stays together, or things like that. But
Yeah,
that's
I'm
a tough
trying to think
question,
like
eh?
that's tough because for them it's all about like let's think about the times our parents have been the most disappointed in us is when we have not conformed. You and I are nonconformists. Like we just aren't. We will rebel every single time because general advice does not work for us.
Yeah, maybe we're not normal.
And
Maybe
I'm
we're just not.
totally fine with that.
Yeah, it's like I always like to think that I'm this average person and we're meant to help most people. Like we're meant to help 50% of people. That's what I'd like to think, but
This is what we're here to do. We're here to help people reconnect with themselves so they can they should be getting advice from their higher selves only. Seriously. Like you check in with
yeah,
yourself. If you want to get good at something, get good at discernment and figure out where all this crappy advice is not working for you and just go with your own advice.
that's the perfect answer. And as you're saying it, I'm like, that's it. Don't listen to your parents' advice. Whatever advice they have for you, if it's like, ugh, don't listen to them. Like my parents told me not to leave Manitoba Hydro. They're like, how can you do this? Don't move away. It's like I have zero regrets on any of that. Zero. It's
Yep.
whenever somebody is casting upon you the life that they want you to live, that's probably the worst advice ever. It's, I mean, they might have good intentions, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions. It's not your life, or that's somebody giving you advice to do something. And maybe this is a little bit hypocritical because we're on the show. I hope that we're not giving people advice, but listen to yourself. That's the advice. Listen to yourself. Listen to your higher self. Listen to yourself. You can save you, right?
Right. I like your question because it really did. I think that's the genius moment of the episode is the only piece of advice you need is to take your own advice.
Right. Man. And I had to check myself there for a second too. I'm like, because I always say to the kids, I'm like, listen to me. I have your best interests at heart. And I say, oh, crap. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. And
Right. I mean, they don't listen to us anyway. And they're all because for the longest time, I mean, Lauren wants to be a psychologist. I'm like, dude, screw university. Don't do it. Be the tattoo artist. You get to be all artistic. And then I listened to her tell someone else this week that she's like, everyone wants me to be a tattoo artist, but I don't want to. My mind
Holy
was blown in
smokes.
that moment. I'm like, what are you talking about? And this is my lesson. I cannot have more passion about your life than you do. Like, my only job is to create the safe space for you to discover all this shit yourself.
That's your genius moment because your whole life has been lived with passion to see your daughter do something that she's passionate about. And I think that we have yet to see that. And that drives us
Right?
bananas. All
It
the
does.
money, all the money, all the time, all the things that we've invested for this person to find their passion. And we are more passionate about like her supposed passions than she is. Man, that's a moment for us to sit back and be like, wow, okay. We kind of have to back off and just let her find her own passion.
Yeah. And what's helpful is that she just had her birthday. She did her solar return reading with Sandy. So her year ahead was outlined. And I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just going to need to really step back and just let her experience all the things because she's in for a year. Like, this is going to be a
Mm.
challenging year for her. And all I can do is be there for her and not instruct her on what to do with her life other than to how does it feel, check in with yourself, what have your dreams been telling you lately. Like, that's my only job.
So, a couple of things that I've always wanted for our kids was to teach them how to drive. And Laura like broke my damn heart. Lesson number one, she broke my damn heart that she wanted just a regular, normal driving instructor and not her dad to teach her. Like, totally shattered my soul. And then we got past it, and I still taught her, and she did way better than everybody else. So, hey, hey, dad's the best. And I was finally ready. I was finally ready to take off the dad hat and put on the guidance counselor hat that I've always wanted. And without any emotion, guide, without any guidance, asking her to check in with herself, asking her about her beliefs right now, asking her about her wishes for the future. I think I did it. I think I passed like the guidance counselor test without influencing her with my own crap.
You know what's so great is that you said that I was able to put on my guidance counselor hat and not give her guidance. I'm like, it's so funny. You know what? Here's the riddle. You know what a guidance counselor is who doesn't offer guidance? It's a freaking guardian. It's just somebody who provides the safe space for them to
Yeah.
explore themselves in. So,
Well, and I was telling her, I said, what do all the best psychologists do? They ask you the right questions, they listen, they let you talk, and you basically heal yourself because you have a safe place where somebody listens to you and just asks the right questions to direct you to your own answers. That's really it. Without influencing you with their own filters, with their own stuff, right?
you know
That's
what?
probably got the most powerful thing.
I would rather go and see a guardian, an embodied guardian with my problems and pay him triple the amount that I would pay a psychologist who doesn't necessarily have the gift of holding safe space, but has that very expensive piece of paper on the wall behind them. Right. So I'm just trying to play this back into your self-worth that you're so good at the magic that you just innately have in you anyway, that you should never have self-doubt and be able to ask for the amount of money that you need to lean more into the joys of your life.
Nice. Yeah,
Okay,
simple as
there
that.
you go.
Simple and complicated.
Ooh, I only have one question left. And since we've
Okay.
already talked about the alchemist and the guardian, it's actually a good time to ask this. If you and I could completely switch roles for 1 week, so you become the brand alchemist and I become the brand guardian, what would be the first thing you do as the alchemist and what would you learn?
Oh man. Well, I guess the first thing I would do is go and the first thing that came to my mind being me is I would just go extreme extrovert and network and podcast and just I guess pollinate as many different fields as humanly possible so that people could know that I am who I am. I think that you don't do a good enough job of that.
So you have the gift of the alchemist, which is to distill, to see the unseen and give it form, and you're going to network.
Yep.
You're not going to use any other superpower that is the alchemist.
No, because I only get to be you for a week, so I got to go and let everybody know who the heck you are because you ain't going to do it. It's funny. That's the way my brain went. It's that, okay, I'm going to go do the things that I do, but I'm for you, and everybody's going to get to know who you are. You're welcome.
Wow. Here I
Bet you
thought
didn't
you
see
were
that
gonna
coming.
no, I thought you were gonna like force yourself to go out into different situations and be that person who leans against the wall and just takes in all the energy and feel all the energy and watch the magic happening in the unspoken. I totally
No,
thought that's what you were gonna do.
no. You know what I would do? I would show you off to the world. That's what I would do. I would go and pollinate as much as I can so as many people know your
But that's
magic.
not my superpower. You're missing it. Like you have the superpower of the alchemist.
You're missing it. I'm getting your superpower out there to a lot of different people so you can help more people. You're welcome. You're
Okay.
welcome. You're missing it.
Oh,
You're in a cave all by yourself, hugging all your magic, and it's like, okay, I get a week. I'm gonna go share it with the world so everybody knows who the heck you are. You're welcome.
so it's the equivalent of saying you're dickless. You come across somebody who's giving you their dick for a week, and you're gonna go and screw everybody you can as fast as you can.
No, that's not
I'm
it at
pretty sure
all.
that's the exact translation of I'm gonna go and pollinate all the fields.
No, you're wrong. You get to be Superman for a week and you're gonna go save the day. You're gonna go all around New York and you're gonna save every single person. It's gonna be amazing. That's what it
No, you
is.
know what I'm doing?
Not
No,
screwing people, you big pervert.
I'm gonna take the power of the Guardian if it's with me for a week, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna push back on everybody's ideas after I've like tricked them into knowing that I'm safe. I'm gonna be like, okay, you think that's a good idea? Let's test it out. I'm gonna throw everything at you, and I want to see how dedicated you are to yourself. That would be fun.
Do I do that? Oh my God. I hope I'm not mean when I do that. That sounds scary.
You're never mean. You have too nice of an energy. But me
Yeah.
as Scorpio, using the Guardian's powers, oh my God.
Oh my Lord. I every time you push me, I have to go run into the garage and scream. Oh my God. This is happening. Oh, you're funny. Okay, I'll do my last question. I think I had a bunch of questions here.
Just do one
Uh,
more because this is going
yeah.
to be long.
Oh man, I like this question, and it's a great way to end the podcast.
Okay.
It's going to force you to think. When was a time that you laughed so hard with me that you thought this is what marriage is all about?
Oh man, there's been a lot of times, but the first thing that came into my head was when we were coming home from somewhere. It was definitely in Alberta. Maybe the first time we ever came, and there was a long lineup. It's like everybody, it's like a Sunday, and everyone's coming home from the mountains back to Calgary, and we weren't moving in traffic. And all of a sudden, we're like, oh, Google is saying there's like this other possibility, this little side road we could take. And you're like, I don't know, should I trust it? Should I trust it? Should I just stay here? Like, okay, let's do it. So we go and do it, and we're driving like parallel to the backed up traffic, but we're just blasting down this side road. And you're honking the horn and you're waving at all the people who are sitting there not moving. It was such a jerk moment, but we were laughing our asses off. And then all of a sudden, we got to the dead end, and we had to turn the car back around and get back in the long lineup. I laughed so hard. I laughed so hard. I still laugh about it because it's so perfect for you and me that like we're too good to sit in traffic. Let's go and do something better. It doesn't work out,
Oh, we ended up further back. It's like, if
right?
I wouldn't have honked the damn horn,
And laughed like a maniac.
see, it's everything with humility, right? There's a way to
Yes,
check. Here's this gift. Oh, you're gonna be a dick? Boop, road closed.
right.
That was a learning lesson for me. Oh man, that's pretty funny. That's a good example. That's a really good example.
You know what? I want to just give one more little quick one because it speaks to the morning that you and I were talking, where we finally discovered that you were the guardian. And we're sitting, I'm waiting outside of McDonald's for you to come out with the coffees or whatever it was. And as we're sitting there drinking our coffee, what did you see?
Oh, that was crazy. There was a guy walking up to us and he had a t-shirt on and it said Guardian. It was so bizarre.
It was so wild that I had to laugh about it. And we're just sitting there laughing, like, oh my God, when you're open to the omens. And I would say that is a theme in our marriage, is that, and that brings the whole alchemist thing back together with the guardian, right? We are very open to omens and playing with the universe, just living this co-created life. I think that is the tie to our marriage. That we are so tied into the co-creation with the universe of this marriage, this partnership, this relationship that I mean, it's in the stars.
It is pretty wild that you see and hear the things that you need most when you're open to wanting or needing. Do I want to say needing? When you need it the most, you'll get that confirmation if you're open to it. And then don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. It's a miracle. Dude, that was a miracle. I have never seen a Guardian t-shirt in my entire life. Or if I did, I never ever noticed it until that morning. And this guy's wearing this
Right?
Guardian t-shirt like
The
crazy.
joy that flooded my body in that moment, I probably could have peed. That's the
Yeah.
kind of joy that flooded through me, that the universe was that in tune with us that half an hour after you and I talked about the Guardian, poof, there it is in writing.
Yeah. It's a little bit too much of a coincidence. It's a miracle. But we'll
Yep.
take it. We'll take it. So yeah, well, I guess I better start producing.
Yep. Do it.
And
This is a lovely episode.
we got carolgrosjean.com. We got solar power. Is it solar power
Health.
healing or solarpowerhealth.com? Thanks to Sandy and Carol, amazing people. And yeah, everybody, thanks for joining us. We're going to see you on the next episode. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, share with everybody. Are we selling any swag yet? We should be selling swag.
I do have some swag out there, but
Cool.
I guess we should do it more.
Yeah, T Public would be cool. I have my Pear Genius t-shirt. I love it. I'm not wearing it right now, but I do love it. So anyway, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Keep living your genius because that's obviously what we have to do in order to keep leveling up. And either way, Kati always says I'm perfect, so I must be.
You are.
See you on the next episode, everybody.